What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the BuiBros Football Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Quinn Bowie, and I cheer for the LA Chargers. And across from me, my brother Brandon.
And I cheer for the Minnesota Vikings. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about what happened throughout the week for the Vikings and the Chargers, doing our little weekly update. And then after that, we're going to be looking at an article posted on the ESPN website that ranks all NFL teams based on their skill groups. So the running back, wide receiver, and tight end positions. Kind of, it's meant to see who is putting out the best talent to support their quarterback. And so it'll be fun to see where the Vikings and the Chargers land on that list.
Yeah, I haven't seen this article yet, so I could only speculate as to where the LA Chargers land on the list. Curious to see where that would be. But if you are with us, thank you so much. We do appreciate it. If you like what you're listening to, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the notification bell, as it lets us know you want to talk football, NFL, each and every day, just as much as we do. But Brandon, let's get into it. I think there is definitely something we should address right off the bat, and let's start with the Minnesota Vikings.
Yes, so for the Vikings, most notable, also incredibly sad, is Vikings' fourth round draft pick of this previous draft, Kyrie Jackson, has unfortunately passed away. He was involved in a car accident. He was a passenger in a car, and everybody in the car sadly passed away. So him and two of his friends. Very unfortunate, very sad. It was just like kind of shocking to hear. You know, people die every day, which is very sad. But, you know, just to see all the tributes and all the people that he touched their lives, you know, was kind of nice to see. And he seemed like an all-around great guy. I'm not sure how much you have seen of him or if you've seen some more since this has happened.
No,
But
I want to echo that it is quite the tragedy, and yes, people pass every day, but when it comes down to people in the spotlight, it seems to hit a little harder. And I send my thoughts and prayers to the Jackson family and all his friends and his support system, the Minnesota Vikings organization, because it is absolutely an unfortunate loss, and he's going to be greatly missed. He was somebody that the Minnesota Vikings obviously thought extremely high of going into the season. Being a fourth round pick is an incredible feat to achieve. And everything that he's done in the past brought him to where he was today. And he lived an incredible and fulfilling life, a life that should definitely be, he should be proud of. So thoughts and prayers out there.
yeah.
Unfortunate news.
Yeah, he seemed to, all the coaches, all the players that he's played with, and even like the new teammates on the Vikings that he only spent a short amount of time with, they seem to really like this guy, and one of my only memories, because like I said, he's quite new to the league and to the team, is I saw an interview of him, and he was talking about what his future could be like and how he was addressing the whole draft process and stuff. And he started talking about, I wasn't even thinking about it. I was working at a grocery store and I just won Employee of the Month, because he kind of had put football in the back of his mind, because he didn't think that it was going to pan out at a certain point. So that was really cool. And I just thought it was like, some people say things and like just in interviews and they say this or that, but it was like you could see it in his face. He was happy about winning that Employee of the Month, and he called his mom and told her, and it was just like you could see that he was being genuine about the whole thing, which was kind of cool. So like I said, not very many memories or thoughts come to mind because I didn't really watch college, but the one thing that I do remember is actually quite positive, which is really cool. And so it kind of shows like he can make an impact in such a small, that clip that I saw is 2 minutes long, maybe, so.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. He made an impact on a ton of people,
Yeah,
and he will be missed. He will.
definitely.
Um,
So
just to transition to the rest of the Minnesota Vikings organization, what else is going on, Brandon?
yeah, what else is going on? So obviously the team would be affected by that. Um, Lots of statements come out and all that, but yeah, to move on, it would be, what did we have going on? We had an interview from Justin Jefferson on the Rich Eisen show, I believe yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that, but he
Yeah.
spoke about the headline that I saw was silly. It was like JJ says that Kirk Cousins didn't have what he needed or didn't get what he needed from the Minnesota Vikings organization. And you're like, what the hell? And then you go and listen, and it's actually a very thoughtful answer that Justin Jefferson gave on if he was sad that Kirk had left. And he was like, yes, I'm sad. He's my quarterback.
But he wasn't mad.
No, he wasn't mad. He
Yeah.
was. It's just he's like, he wanted this long-term commitment, and then JJ said, the team had to pay me, has to pay other guys coming up here. Like, it's just, that's the way that it goes. It's a business decision for the team, but it's also a business decision for Kirk Cousins. Like, he has to go get paid where he gets paid, and that's what,
And he sure did get
and he
paid.
sure did, and he deserves it. So I have no problem with players getting paid. You know what I mean? Like, the organizations are worth billions of dollars. They make tons of money every year, and so you can pay your players, and they, if you can, you should. And if a player can get paid, then he should wherever he can. So, yeah, loyalty. There's always talk about that, but it's the league. The team has no loyalty to the player. The player doesn't need to have loyalty to the team. I'm on board with that. So.
Absolutely. And it's such an important point to mention that it is a business decision. We see that, we hear that all the time. Usually it's the other way around, where the quarterback is the one who's getting paid, and then everything else kind of has to fall into place. So it's quite interesting for Jay Jetta's Jets. What are we calling him these days? Is acknowledge that, because he's on the good side of the coin in this instance. He has to stay in Minnesota, and the team is built around him, where a lot of the time, like I mentioned, focus on the quarterback. And so if there is a time, let's say JJ McCarthy comes up, and in 5 years or in 4 years, well, quarterback's 3 years, they're due for a contract. Well, that's going to affect the negotiating and the ability of the Minnesota Vikings to pay JJ in 4 years. So we'll see how that affects him, if that affects him going forward.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But it was just nice to see Justin Jefferson kind of stick up, and the whole interview was kind of nice too. He talked about Sam Darnold and JJ McCarthy and the quarterback situation that we have in Minnesota. And excuse me, it was nice answers, and he just feels like a really mature
Well, he
guy.
was Justin, right? I remember at the beginning of the interview, he was asked, like, who's here? Who's here?
Yeah.
Is this Justin?
Yeah.
Or is this Jets, right?
Yeah.
And no. He's out. He's getting ready for the workout and getting ready for the for training camp.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool that he's able to separate the two, right?
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson as a person and Justin Jefferson as a football player.
And in other news with Justin Jefferson as well, today is July 10th, is the premiere of
Receiver.
Receiver.
Yes.
And so he'll be on
Netflix.
that, which is sweet. So obviously I haven't seen any yet. I don't know how many episodes are out right away and all that, but I'll be watching that right away. I liked and enjoyed quarterbacks. It was also cool to see Kirk Cousins. So it's nice that the Vikings are featured in the only two Netflix produced documentaries or docuseries or whatever on the NFL. So it's cool to be represented and to kind of have extra stake in the show. So I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really cool. And we saw how quarterback played out, and that was a big reason that got me on the Kirk Cousins train.
Oh, I think
it really did.
Yeah.
A lot of people, for sure.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see this cast and the season that unfolds, because we now know it's going to be last season, and Justin Jefferson was injured for a good portion of the season. So how much is he represented in the series? Of course, they want the big names out there in order to draw as many people, as many eyes on the product as possible. But you've got Amon-Ra St. Brown, you've got George Kittle in there, you've got Deebo Samuel. You've got, like, there's so many storylines, like record-breaking season for Amon-Ra St. Brown, Deebo Samuel going to the Super Bowl. Like, it's just, there's so much going on. And then Justin Jefferson, arguably the best receiver in the NFL right now, but also an injury-laden season. So curious that, but based off of quarterback, I'm excited.
Yeah, it should be. I think it should be really fun. And like, I liked Kirk before that show, but it made me like him more. But a lot of people didn't really like him and kind of saw him as something else, and then they really appreciated him afterward. And I think, you know, for JJ or Justin Jefferson, he some people still see him as a diva for some reason, which I've never understood, because he's on my team and I follow him maybe a little more closely than other people. But yeah, some people feel, you know, because he wears the grills or I don't know what.
I think that's exactly
he's
it.
A
like, even
fancy
in
guy.
the interview, right? Like,
well,
he's
got the money. And he
and
likes
everything.
Yeah, he likes to express his and you know, he's got the money. Like, more power to you. So I would like to see, and even like, I'm sure it'll show our coach more, who I really like, but I'm hoping to like even more after watching the show. And then Justin Jefferson, yeah, like, I think it's not going to be as stark of a change as like Kirk Cousins. You know, people did not like him, and then they really liked him after. Right. People do like Justin Jefferson, especially because he's so talented. And then they're
I guess the only stark change that could happen is the other way.
It could, but
I
don't see it happening.
I
don't
doubt
see it
it
happening.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, it's all of a sudden full-blown diva.
Yeah.
But
that would be
no,
very shocking. And especially because they don't want to do that they would never have people on the show if they would paint them in a light like that.
Whoa, so. You're going to represent me like that? Give me a
Yeah.
break. 100%. That'd be the end of this series.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess there's going to be no tight end series if George Kittle's a part of wide receiver.
Yeah, I don't know. I want an O-line one.
Maybe.
I think that'd be fun.
I think it'd be interesting. I think we got to get defense and edge. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, interesting.
But that's it for the Vikings.
Yeah.
So,
well, it is the off season. I mean, you've got a lot more content when it comes to this off season than I do this week. Anyway, I want to bring up one point.
Okay.
And it was the Kay Adams show, Up in Adams with Kay Adams.
Okay.
She had Davante Adams on her show. And Davante Adams talking about the season going up and what his expectations, all the whole rigmarole. But he shouted out the Chargers, and specifically the Chargers social media team. And he got rid of all responsibility for the players in the organization. But it's like, listen, they need to please keep my name out of your mouth.
Nice.
Is ultimately what he said, because part of the schedule release, not the video that came out this year, but on Twitter or X, the Pop-Tarts. We always have those flavors of Pop-Tarts that come out. And it was a picture of Davante Adams in his Raiders uniform, and the flavor of Pop-Tart was like this fake Pop-Tart flavor of trash.
Nice.
Trash, right? And, you know, I have to give respect where respect is due.
He took offense to that?
He took offense to that. Okay, so we'll start there.
Okay.
We'll start there.
Yeah.
100%. Because I do not believe that the social media team was calling him out and calling him trash.
Even
because he is not trash.
Yes,
we all know that. I think it was very much
the Raiders.
Pointed at the Raiders organization and the team. His picture was posted on it, so there is an argument to be made that he can defend himself in this, but there's no way with confidence that the LA Chargers social media team was calling out Davante Adams for being trash. So that's why I think he's being a little sensitive here.
Yeah,
you know, he's called him out. He said, I was gonna say something on social media and try to make it funny, but nah. You're now calling him out here. There was a little bit of a serious tone, even though lighthearted at times, but there was some offense that was taken. But he has a point. He brought up some stats about what he had done to the Chargers. And okay, well, he's played them 4 times since joining the Raiders organization in the last 2 years. His first game, he's 10 for 17, 141 yards and a touchdown. Holy, 17 targets,
31 fantasy points, dude.
Yeah, that's just absolutely wild.
30.
Yeah, so 30.1 fantasy points, I guess, depending on bonuses and whatnot.
Yes.
His second game against the Chargers, 8 for 12, so not nearly as many targets, not as many catches.
Better percentage.
177 yards and 2 touchdowns. Oh my God, that's a 22.1 average. That's just nuts.
That's sick.
Absolutely nuts. Then we go to last year, the first game. It was 8 for 13, 75 yards. A 15-point fantasy game. Nothing to be upset about.
Yeah.
But then you get to December 14th, 2023, the game that will not be named.
Oh no.
And he talked about it too. He's like, he was sick during that game. It was the flu game is what he called it. He's like, it was the flu game. And he went 8 for 12 for 101 yards and a touchdown. And that touchdown came after being down 42-0. Pretty sure that touchdown was in the third quarter. And it was a double pass. It was QB to wide receiver to him. Just to pour salt in the wound.
Nice.
Just to be honest, I don't even know if I was watching at that point. That might have been a highlight that I experienced, witnessed, because 49-0 is rough. And another thing I want to bring up is he was asked well, Kay Adams asked I'm paraphrasing here. She's like, you guys really wanted to kick them while they're down, pour salt in the wound, 42-0, when their team, why did you decide to do that when their team started to give up on their head coach? And he mentioned, he's like, oh yeah, I don't think it was just then that team gave up on their head coach. And it's true. It probably happened quite a few more weeks prior to that. Yeah. Rough. Davante Adams owns the LA Chargers as a member of the Las Vegas Raiders. It's been wild in the last 4 games, and I hope it's done now. I hope it's done. We've got a better defensive coordinator, a better head coach. We've got a lot of returning pieces on defense. We know the Raiders are just going to be using him because who else do they have? Who's their running back? Nobody. Who's a quarterback? Nobody. Who's their tight end? Brock Bowers. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
We'll see how that translates. Michael Mayer, 2nd-round pick from last year. We'll see how that continues. But that's what I've going on. Hey, Davante Adams. Again, respect where respect is due. You definitely have done well and owned the Chargers in the last 4 games. But just note, it wasn't a call out to you. It was a call out to the Raiders organization. And we're going to show you this year exactly why the Las Vegas Raiders are trash.
Even if it was a call out to him, it's so harmless and it's just like a fun video. It's so soft to actually be upset about that. If he was joking around, because I haven't seen the video or whatever, he jokes around and then pulls up the stats, that's fun. But if he was actually upset about it enough to bring it up like that, that's pretty soft. I don't know. It's all fun. It's all fun and games.
Exactly. Chargers social media team takes no prisoners.
Oh, they're the best.
Definitely. Yeah, they crush it. And so if you're going to take offense to that, it's not it's not talk the talk, it's walk the walk. And Davante Adams does that. Your game speaks for itself.
He's a G.
No reason to justify and clarify in his career and his performance. Brandon, that's it for the LA Chargers. While we get a little bit of fun here now,
yes.
Minnesota Vikings, LA Chargers being judged for their supporting cast and their
Mhm.
quarterback. Wave that magic techie wand, and let's just go
Okay.
through this list.
Boom. So, okay, here's the list.
Boom.
This is the article ranking NFL teams, wide receiver, tight end, running back. Um, and there's a little blurb
You've
here.
seen this list, right?
I have seen the list, yes.
Okay, so before we get into it, after you talk about this blurb, I'm gonna guess where
Okay.
the Vikings and Chargers are in this list, and let's play a plus or minus.
So this is how it kind of goes, okay? It's it talks about how where is it here?
If every team had Patrick Mahomes, these are the guys.
Yeah, basically, it's just judging the support system in the skill position.
Yes.
But it says here wide receivers are weighed more heavily than running backs or tight ends. And he says he's
Okay.
following the NFL's lead with Justin Jefferson making $35 million a season, and Christian McCaffrey making over 15 million, the only one making over 15 million a year. So, just how big the difference is. The focus is on elite players and a team's top 5 contributors. Okay.
Okay, so that's interesting. That's going to change my guess here.
Yeah.
If there is a weighting system to it, and
Yeah,
the wide
exactly.
receivers are heavily weighted. Okay.
So it's just weighting the top 5 of the skill positions. So top 5, if you were to put them all together, so maybe like 3 running back or 3 wide receivers, 1 running back and 1 tight end, or 2 and 1 or something like that. So you can. So the list starts at 32. So I'm going to go down to the bottom of the list and look at 1. So I'm just going to skip.
I'm not looking.
You're good.
But while you do that, let me take a guess here. Okay. So the Minnesota Vikings, you've got Justin Jefferson, you've got Jordan Addison, you got T.J. Hawkinson, and you've got Aaron Jones. I don't know who your WR3 is anymore. KJ Osborne there would have boosted it up, if in my opinion. But yes, no, I know. I'm pretty sure he went to the Patriots. Boo, boo, boo.
I like that guy though.
So I'm gonna say the Minnesota Vikings. I'll give a range. I'm gonna say Minnesota Vikings are in the 4 to 7 range.
Okay.
That's where I'm gonna put the Minnesota Vikings. You said 5, heavily weighted towards wide receivers. You got 2 studs at WR1 and 2. You got stud tight end, and you've got a pretty good. You've definitely got an above average running back. In his prime, he would be a stud as well. So 4 to 7 is where I've got Minnesota Vikings. The LA Chargers, damn, 5. I mean, our receivers, we already know what the media especially thinks about the wide receiver room there. Our running backs, we've got off injured and Gus Bus really taking the helm, and then our tight ends as well. Like, it's just makeshift right now. Not to say that these players can't come all together under Jim Harbaugh, because absolutely I do. I'm talking about what the media is thinking right now currently. So oh goodness, I'm going to put the LA Chargers on this list, not that I believe.
Yes.
I'm going to put the LA Chargers in the 24 to 27. So I'm going to jump 20 positions from the Minnesota Vikings. Let's get into this.
Okay, so I'm gonna do like the top couple here, just to kind of get in the groove, and then we'll move on. But
And then we'll just fire.
so number 1 is the 49ers, which I think
100%.
a lot of people would agree, and it shows you the rank from last year too, rank 1 as well, which is pretty sweet, and then rank 3 from the year before. Pretty sweet. This checks out with people thinking that Brock Purdy
100%.
is also, not the cause for all this. So this would support that argument. Number 2, the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know if I believe this. Average Joe Brown, Davante Smith. You know what I mean? Ugh.
Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley is pretty sweet. Actually, it's pretty sweet.
Dallas Goedert.
They're a sweet team.
It's good for sure.
But this only has 4 names on it, really. AJ Brown,
Yeah.
Devonta Smith. Yeah, it doesn't even have a 5th name if they are going to do the top 5, but maybe that just speaks to how good those top 4 are.
For sure.
Boom, the Miami Dolphins, number 3. Pretty sweet.
Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert, Devon Achane.
Yeah.
I forget who their tight end is. there. But no, I think that already speaks volumes.
Oh yeah, and
Oh, and
Odell.
OBJ.
Odell
Yep.
there too. Johnny Smith. Ooh.
There you go.
Man, I forgot about that. Johnny
Ooh.
Smith or Janu. I never know how to say his name. I hear it so
Yeah.
many
Now,
ways.
yeah, you know,
That's pretty good.
Tua has no excuse right now. Tua has no excuse. Let's see who number 4 is.
Number 4. Bum, 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 the Houston Texans. Oh,
Ooh.
oh! The past 2 years are ranked 32.
And then they jump to 4.
Oh,
Whoa, and this
wow.
isn't even anything to do with CJ Stroud. And that I don't know. Jumping from 32 to
Well,
4
but the Joe
is
Mixon
wild.
and
Tank
Diggs
Dell, Joe
and
Mixon,
yeah, they had Tank
Diggs,
Dell and Nico Collins, but it wasn't
Nico
proven that they were any
Collins.
good. You know what I mean? Now it's proven that they're good. Like
Yeah.
going into last season, you're
Okay.
not like, oh, Nico Collins tanked out. But this year, you're like, damn, Nico Collins tanked out. So, oof.
Interesting, interesting. Okay, number
Okay, then
5.
number 5.
Boom. Okay, I got the
Boom.
range. I got the range.
Okay, this one, it
Hey.
makes sense. You know, but look at us. 2022 rank 4, 2023 rank 6. It's pretty sweet.
So that's Dalvin and Adam Thielen days in 22.
Yeah. Well, but also
Last
Justin
year,
Jefferson was there. That was
of
his,
course, yeah, yeah.
right? So,
Yeah,
um,
that's his 3rd year.
well, this would
Yeah,
have
okay.
been
No.
after his rookie thing because it's going into the 2022 season.
Oh, right. Second year.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay,
Anyways,
okay.
but
So,
so
so you do you agree 5? Like, are you
you
happy
know
with
what?
5?
Like, I'm sure I could make an argument to put him a little bit higher.
Okay.
You know, but I'm not at all upset. Like, this is awesome. This is showing that the Minnesota Vikings are doing the right thing to support Sam Darnold and to support and help grow the rookie JJ McCarthy. So I like it.
I think that's a key point is like
Hmm.
helping grow and
Yeah.
develop the rookie quarterback. So it's not necessarily a need in every team's construction. So when you have an established quarterback like Justin Jefferson or sorry, Justin Herbert, um, maybe you don't need to have a top 5 supporting cast, albeit it will be extremely beneficial to put as many weapons around Justin
Yeah.
Herbert as possible. Okay, so Brandon, we're gonna keep going through here. We'll just
I think we're
let's
gonna.
see
I think we're just
until we
gonna.
get there. So Chicago Bears jump. Wow,
Yeah.
wow. Detroit
Detroit
Lions. That
Lions.
makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
there. I
Moving
can't
up
believe
because of
Chicago
Jameer
is
Gibbs
actually
and
above them.
Sam Laporta both crushing it. They move up
Yep,
this list from last year. That makes sense.
100%.
Seattle
Seattle
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Whoa, at 8. Wow, they were
Yeah, wide
4 last year.
receivers. Yeah, no, I could see it. I could see it. Zach Charbonnet, Kenneth Walker,
Mm,
and then you've got the wide receivers over there: DK,
yeah, that
Tyler
one's okay.
Lockett, JSN.
Dude,
Sweet.
them being higher than the Rams, though, that's messed up. Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, Cooper Cup easily just beat out. I don't care who else is on this team. That
Oh yeah,
beats out
no tight ends.
K9
Yeah,
and
100%.
DK. Ooh, that's weird.
All right, 10.
Ooh, the
Atlanta
Falcons. Good for
Falcons,
them.
great supporting system for sure.
10 last year, 10 this year. So that's cool.
Interesting. Now we get to the second, third.
Ooh,
Cincinnati Bengals are all the way here. Damn,
they
they were
were
1 and 2,
1 and
dropped down
2.
to 11. They've still got Jamar. They've still got T. Higgins. So there's what you're saying. Joe Mixon is the reason that he dropped off a cliff here. Yeah. Okay. They
Tyler
lost
Boyd.
Tyler Boyd.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Sure. But to drop from 1-2 to 11, that's steep. That's
That's
steep.
rough. Yeah, that's
Interesting.
rough.
Let's continue.
So
New
I
York
will note,
Jets.
I haven't seen the Chargers yet.
Yeah.
Which we know.
Yeah,
We know.
yeah. Which, yeah,
Um,
I think it's still gonna fall into the range.
Yeah. The
Brees
Jets.
Hall for sure. Garrett
Oh, Mike
Wilson.
Williams. Right.
Yeah,
So that
Mike
helps the Jets.
Williams.
Yeah, he's we like him.
he helps the Jets if he's healthy for sure.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Garrett
Okay.
Wilson. Yeah, so it does say Tyler Conklin, so there you go.
Yeah. 13.
Bucks.
The Bucks. Two-headed monster at wide receiver. Yeah, but then you've got a above average running back, tight ends. Not the worst in K-Dot.
Yeah,
Okay.
Godwin's good too. Yeah. Okay, wow, 14 for the Chiefs. That seems high. These guys were pretty.
Hollywood Brown comes to the mix. Isaiah Pacheco, another year.
Yeah,
Kelsey,
Pacheco's
Another
people like
year.
Pacheco a lot too. So Pacheco, oh yeah, Kelsey though I guess shoots you up the list no matter what.
For sure. Rushy Rice is still considered in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. 15.
The Ravens. Oh, they were 15 last year
Wow.
too. Zay
So this,
Flowers.
like, this is showing me that two elite teams back to back, 14 and 15, or 16 and 15, they don't need this superstar top five
Yeah.
support system, right?
Yeah. Well, even if you
Okay.
look, the Chiefs at 19 the previous year, and
The
then they won the
previous
Super
two
Bowl,
years.
and they won the Super
Yeah.
Bowls at 16 and
Super Bowl,
19.
Super Bowl.
So
Sweet.
yeah, pretty
Sweet.
pretty sweet. The Jags.
Jags.
Ooh,
All right.
they had them at
All right.
9 last year. That's high.
That
Okay.
was. Yes.
Wow,
Packers
the Packers were
here.
28 and 29 the past 2 years. Wow.
Yeah, and that's with Aaron Jones as well. A year younger Aaron Jones. You also had a
So
lot of
this is
hope in AJ Dillon.
this is just
Um,
because of Josh Jacobs, really.
it must be. It must be because wow. I mean, 2 years ago, oh no, 2 years ago they didn't have Davante Adams.
Yeah.
Interesting. 17 Green Bay Packers. Dallas.
18 the Cowboys.
Okay, it
Ooh,
is.
they
It is.
dropped. Why'd they drop so far?
Yeah, because they probably thought Tony Pollard was the bee's knees last year.
Mm.
You also got rid of Michael Gallup there.
Who
You
is
still
their
got Brandon Cooks.
Zeke
That's
can't be their
fine.
number one running back, right?
Zeke is right now, and Turpin, or is it? Yeah,
Yeah, Turpin.
Davante Turpin.
But he's
Oh no, he's
third
gone.
wide receiver. I know that
Jalen
he gets like the.
Tolbert then. Oh god.
That's weird.
Okay,
man.
okay.
Huh.
19 Tennessee Titans.
Tennessee
Calvin
Titans.
Ridley coming in, and the aforementioned Tony Pollard there.
Yeah.
Traylon Burks, whatever.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins, good. Okay. 20
Cleveland
Cleveland
Browns. Yeah,
Browns.
Amari Cooper and Njoku. Ooh, but
Nick
Chubb.
Chubb. Yeah, Nick
Ooh,
Chubb
but it
coming
just says
off of
he's a
an
serious question
ACL.
mark. If he comes back, he shoots up the list. Like they had him at 12 last year with essentially the exact same supporting cast.
Right.
Okay.
Interesting.
Here we go.
Arizona Cardinals.
Love it.
Yeah, so it's Marvin
James
Harrison Jr.,
Conner.
obviously. James Conner's getting old, but they drafted a young guy who's going to be taking over. I forget what his name is right now. Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr. Interesting. 21.
Ooh, the
We're getting to the
Colts.
lower end of the list here.
See, but
So
again, they need to support
22.
Anthony
Yes.
Richardson, and they got
Michael.
Pittman.
Yes. Pittman, Jonathan Taylor. That's who they've got. Of course, Josh Downs had a great rookie season last year, but
Yeah, he
up and
did.
down in the middle half of the season. 23. Okay,
Whoa!
so let's stop here. Let's start here. So 23, the Las Vegas Raiders.
They were
Um,
2 when they traded for Davante Adams.
Davante Adams,
Wow.
Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller. And yeah. Wow, 2 I think is still a little bit high
I
for that.
agree, but
But look at this. Okay, Jacoby Myers, Davante Adams doing well, but they lost the running back.
Alexander Madison going in there,
Yeah,
Brock
definitely in the
Bowers.
bottom.
Yeah.
So we're getting into this range where I guess the Chargers
Yep.
would be 24
So-
to 27. I do believe I could not. Oh, I'm gonna be so upset if even
Oh.
they're gonna lower than that.
Oh, the
Buffalo
Bills.
Bills.
Look at they used to be
Okay.
10, then 20, now 24. They're moving in the wrong direction.
20 even last year with James Cook,
James Cook, Dalton
and
Kincaid, and Diggs.
And Diggs.
Ooh, you'd think they would jump
that's
up.
And Gabe Davis too, after that 200 plus yard playoff game. Interesting that they're down this low,
Yeah.
or even last year, so not a huge fall. Going to 25, New Orleans Saints. Oh no, we've only got 2 more spots for my prediction to come true. The Saints, Chris Olave, Kamara. Then after that, they got rid of Michael Thomas. They're running backs behind Kamara, not inspiring a lot of
Yeah, this
confidence.
one's-
Rashid Shaheed is somebody who I think deserves a little bit more credit, developing into a great deep threat.
Yeah, I just see him as like a Gabe Davis type. You know what I mean? Hot and cold days.
Right.
Uh-oh,
Oh
Quinn.
no! Oh
The Washington
no! 26.
Commanders, 26.
Washington Commanders are above the LA Chargers in the support
Scary
system. 26.
Terry, Jahan Dotson,
Jahan
Luke McCaffrey, Logan
Dotson.
Thomas. Oh no, Zach Ertz. Sorry, Logan Thomas is out. Ooh.
Yes.
Oh, and
right.
Austin Eckler. There you go.
Austin Eckler, Brian Robinson after the gunshot wounds. Beast.
Yeah.
Okay, 27. Come on.
Here we
LA
go.
Chargers,
Here we
LA
go.
Chargers.
Oh
No.
no.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay,
Oh,
who do they
God.
got?
That means
Deontay
we're in the
Johnson.
bottom 5.
Oh,
That
no.
means we're in the bottom 5. Yeah.
Wow,
so
they dropped from
Jalen
12
Warren-
and 13 down to 27. Oh no.
So you got Najee. They've got
Pat Fryermuth.
Fryermuth. I like Fryermuth.
And Pickens.
Pat Fryermuth. George Pickens there. Oh man, that's interesting. Okay. Well, they're 27.
Okay, so this should be
I'm
them, I
28.
think.
We're 28.
Oh, you're
Oh.
worse than the Panthers, dude.
Oh.
Who were
no.
31 last year.
No.
Jonathan Mingo, okay.
Yeah. No. This is tough. So we're in the bottom 3.
Xavier
No,
Legette.
bottom 4. Bottom 4 in the team. We're definitely next.
Okay.
We're definitely next.
Yeah.
I don't even remember who is left.
Oh, you're with the bottom feeders now.
Oh no, the New York Giants
New York
are
Giants.
ahead of us. We're in the bottom 3.
They only move down 2 spots after they lose Saquon Barkley, but then they get Malik Neighbors. But I guess when you're down this far, it's just like
Trash. Oh,
30.
God.
The Denver Broncos.
Oh no way. We're in the bottom 2?
That's pretty rough.
No way. If we're last,
Yeah, dude, these guys don't even have anybody. And they're above you.
Oh no.
So I wonder what the second last team was. Or this,
So
like the last two,
who's-
sorry, the last 2 teams are.
Who is another team? Let me see if I can just quickly go through this of who is trash. Oh,
The Patriots.
I know who it is. It's the Patriots. It's
Okay, so
yeah.
Patriots must be last. I think.
Who is trash? Patriots.
Oh, yeah, who's trash? The Patriots. I wonder who's underneath the Patriots, dog. They have absolutely no one. They got about nobody. I think they have... Oh, they got KJ Osborne. Sweet player. And then, moving on to your incredibly small 3 paragraphs here. Gulp. Virtually every significant player who placed the Chargers in the top 5 before last season took a major step backward. Left town and weren't replaced with a player of similar caliber. The most notable player who remains is Quentin Johnston, who averaged .94 yards per route run as a rookie, even after Mike Williams' injury cleared out the spot in the starting lineup. The only first-round wideouts since 2007 who were worse in their rookie campaigns were Nelson Aguilar and Darius Hayward-Bay. I don't even know who this guy is.
Raiders.
Ooh. Look at this. Rank 6, rank 5, rank 32. It's so bad. Ooh, okay, so
Oh,
Joshua
wow.
Palmer. J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, DJ Chark, and Lad McConkey. Is that your
Oh,
top
Will
5?
Disley, Hayden Hurst, 6'8", Donald Parham.
6'8"?
Wow. You
Here
know,
we go. I'm optimistic about the Chargers this
30
season, and I wouldn't be surprised if someone breaks through from this offense. In the big picture, though, those opportunities will come from the creations of Justin Herbert and coach Jim Harbaugh as opposed to the playmakers themselves. Yeah. Herbert's going to make it easy for these guys, and they better not drop the ball. That's what's going to
This
happen.
guy's saying I'm optimistic about the Chargers because guess what? The only way to look up, or the only way to look, is up.
I'm
from
optimistic they
the
won't be
bottom
32nd
of
in the league.
Yes, I'm also optimistic that they're not going to be 32nd in the league. So this is a trash article. ESPN
Ooh.
trash.
Just
This is
rating
ridiculous.
the skill players, and let it be known, you know, we did a ranking of our players and our positions early in our podcast, and you did not put the wide receivers in a rebuild status. I'm pretty sure you did not rebuild status your team, even though they're ranked 32. Pretty rough. Oh, look,
I'm lost.
we're rank 5 right now, and you were rank 5.
How the turntables.
How the turntables, buddy.
Absolutely ridiculous. This article is trash. Get it out of my face.
Get it out of your face. Here, wait. Let me see if I can
done
do this.
with this.
Let me see if I can zoom in on the. Oh, where did it go? Oh, look out. There you go. No, there you go.
Seriously,
32. Los Angeles
this is
Chargers.
Unbelievable.
This is
Unbelievable.
unbelievable. Okay, I'll get it out of your
Brotherly
face.
love.
Boom.
What a brotherly
That's it.
shove you out of there. There you go.
So,
Boom.
recap: the Vikings are a top 5 team in the league, subtracting the quarterback, and the LA Chargers have nobody beneath them. The, as you put it, trash Patriots are ranked above them, minus the quarterback position. Pretty.
You can't say that about
well.
the team, okay? Because this is about the supporting cast, all right? Not talking about a head coach, not talking about anything of the likes. It's ridiculous. Sad note to end on today, but we're going to have to do that. Good
A lot of sad notes when you look at the
Given
Chargers rankings.
We're going to visit this at the end of the year, and we're going to say the sad note is not going to fall on us. Fingers crossed, hopefully. But please, all of you, for all the bad news that I just had to incur and talk about, subscribe to the channel. Support the lowly Chargers.
Please.
And lift us up. Lift us up. Like the video to give me some love. And hit the notification bell. I promise it'll be a lot happier and more positive as things go on and we get to the season. Appreciate you guys. Brandon sent us off.
Skol Bolts!
Skol Bolts!
Skol Bolts, okay.